And I'm really excited that we get to share this with all of you today. We get to because we have sponsors, we have partners. So Joe from the Honor Foundation is right here. He's one of our nonprofits. His organization is one of our nonprofit partners. Obviously, the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center is one of our nonprofit partners. They open their doors at the end of September. So this is still a new space filled with all of the excitement of entrepreneurialism, and we're really, really grateful that they let us use it today. We do have some sponsors that I also want to shout out to. Thomson Reuters donated today to make this event possible. Olabisi Wines, if you guys haven't checked out the bar later, donated the wine today. And Rib Whip, who are doing the food at the networking event later, donated everything last night for our rehearsal dinner and tonight for our networking event. So if you live in the Bay Area and you get the opportunity to frequent some of these places, please show your support. I want to thank you for spending your time with us. This is a long time, a lot out of your day, and I know as busy professionals, it's a lot to ask. So thank you all very much. But the most important group for me to thank are the speakers. So many of them I have known for a very, very long time. They are sharing their stories for the first time, in many cases. They're very nervous. It might be because I'm exuding a lot of nervous energy right now. I don't know if you guys can feel it. I mean, usually I'm totally cool, but it's betraying me. Many of them are sharing their experiences and their stories for the first time. So please be kind, be present, and if you want to ask questions and learn more about them, we have a networking event that you can do that. So please ask them questions, find out about them. Today isn't about questioning how much anybody in this room supports veterans. Today is about recognizing that support can sometimes lead to enablement instead of empowerment. So the quote up here from General Mattis talks about this dangerous narrative that if we tell a veteran enough times that they need help, that they can't succeed without our help, they might start believing it. And today is about challenging the way that all of us think about veterans, including veterans. So I want to talk a little bit about unconscious bias before we get started, because really at the heart of today, it's about acknowledging that we might all bring something to the word veteran that we're not aware of. So in the last 80 years, there have been 400 movies about veterans or war. For every 100 of those movies made, there has been one that featured a lead character that was not a 27 to 44-year-old white male with some sort of anger issues. So I just want to pose that out there that says maybe we have a lopsided story out there. I have nothing against 27 to 44 white men. I happen to be married to one of them. Just throwing it out there. But I do want to show that this might be why when we hear veteran, a particular image comes to mind. And it's not the image that I relate to. But it's not just movies, right? It's real world. These are the stories in mainstream media since the beginning of November. Just a handful. It's obviously not inclusive, but it talks about post-traumatic stress. It talks about violence and depression and veteran suicide, which are all really, really important issues, but they are not the whole story. And today, we want to try to share with you stories of post-traumatic growth, resilience, transformation, and perseverance. Got Your Six is actually in this. A week ago, they started this campaign called I Am, hashtag I Am. This is also the point where I should say, any of you guys who tweet, the center's handle is @thecenter, and our hashtag is battle tested. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, something that I haven't heard of yet, or I'm not cool enough to use, please feel free to talk about it on there. These are just a sample of the images that they're using of real people, real veterans that are saying, you know, I am a veteran, but I am a million other things besides that. So please see me as a person first, because I came into the military as an individual. And I left as an individual, and there's an imprint on my heart because of the military, but it doesn't define me. So just one more plug for unconscious bias. I imagine some of you who are in the corporate space have had to sit through some computer-based training about unconscious bias, so you might be well versed in this. For those of you who aren't, unconscious bias is just the notion that we could be projecting a bias onto things or people or situations because we see the world as we've experienced it. And we might not be aware of that. So if the call to action is anything today, it's leave with the idea of challenging what you bring to the word veteran because of your own past experiences or the movies you've watched or the news stories you read. Okay, I just want to make sure that I've touched everything. Awesome. Whew, man, I feel a lot better. I gotta tell you guys. Yeah, so great. The first person that I want to bring up, I am a little bit biased towards. I will openly admit it. We met in South Korea, which if those of you, I just want a quick check of hands. Who in the room are veterans? Fantastic. I love that. Okay. Who are HR professionals? Any HR? Full of HR people? Great, so I can assume that who's hiring? Chris is looking for work, just kidding. He's looking for you to buy his malas afterwards, but I'm sure he'll promo that. Great, so then those of you in the room who are veterans know that long-term relationships are not made on one-year assignments to Korea, right? But I met my husband in Korea, and we've known each other for 10 years. We've been together for 9 and married for 3. I don't know why I had to think about that, sorry.